Yo bros, welcome back to your bros channel. So, as confirmed by EA, we're going to be getting the beta for fcmobile 27 next week. And in that beta, we're going to see some of the major improvements and new features that we'll ultimately be getting in fcmobile 27. Before any major update or a new version of fcmobile is released, we usually get to test some of the upcoming features through the beta first. So this time, it's going to be no different. Now, when the beta actually rolls out, not every player is going to be able to download it. Why? Because EA usually makes the beta available only in certain countries, rather than releasing it globally. Nevertheless, when the fcmobile 27 beta drops, I'm going to tell you how you can download it regardless of which country you're from, even if your country isn't officially eligible for the beta. But for now, let's talk about some of the features we could be getting. One of the biggest changes is going to be the customization of playstyles. You may already be aware of this because this feature has already been introduced in some versions, such as the Korean version of fcmobile. In the Korean version, you can actually equip and unequip different playstyles. And in the same way, we're expected to see this feature in the global version as well, starting with the beta and eventually fcmobile 27. And as you may already know, apart from the existing playstyle levels, we're expected to get additional levels, including the pink playstyle. The pink playstyle is expected to be one of the highest levels, potentially level 3 or level 4. And we may actually be able to purchase playstyles from the store. Apart from that, EA has also confirmed the game plan feature for the beta and ultimately fcmobile 27. Now, what exactly is game plan? Right now, when you're playing a match, you don't really have the ability to quickly change your formation or tactics during the game in the way many players would like. But with the introduction of game plan, this could completely change. For example, if you're losing a match, you could switch to a more attacking formation or tactic to put more pressure on your opponent. And if you're leading the match, you could switch to a more defensive formation or even an ultra-defensive setup to protect your lead. So personally, I think the game plan feature is going to be a W addition to the game, because it could make the gameplay more dynamic and give us more control during matches. But apart from these confirmed improvements and new features, I think there are still several other areas where fcmobile needs improvement. For example, I'm sure many of you have experienced this. You're playing a match, you're winning, and suddenly your opponent quits the match in the middle of the game. But instead of the match ending immediately, you're basically forced to keep waiting and playing until the end of the 90 minutes. And honestly, what's the point of that? There's no opponent left. You're basically just playing against the AI while waiting for the match to finish. So I think if your opponent quits the match abruptly, the win should simply be awarded to the player who remains in the match. At the same time, I don't think every disconnect should immediately result in a loss. Sometimes players genuinely lose their connection or get disconnected unexpectedly. So EA could give players a short window to reconnect and return to the match. If they don't reconnect within that time, then the match should be awarded to the opponent. Another major issue that definitely needs attention is cheating and hacking. No matter how good you are at the game, facing a hacker can completely ruin the experience. You could be playing better, creating more chances, and even leading the match, but somehow the hacker still ends up getting the win. And that's obviously extremely frustrating. So I really hope EA continues improving its anti-cheat system and takes much stronger action against players who exploit the game. Another thing I think needs to be addressed is the inconsistency in gameplay. I'm sure you've experienced this as well. Sometimes you enter a match and it feels like your players barely want to move. They don't make the runs you expect, they react slowly, they barely press, and everything feels extremely difficult. Meanwhile, your opponent's players are moving everywhere. They're pressing, intercepting, making runs, creating chances, and somehow everything seems to work for them effortlessly. And then there are other matches where it's completely the opposite. Suddenly your players are everywhere. They're running, pressing, tackling, intercepting, making incredible movements, and creating chances almost by themselves. It's like your players have suddenly been possessed. Their prime has been activated. You barely have to do anything, and somehow the chances keep coming. You score one goal, then another, and everything just seems to work. It's almost like scripted. So I think that should be fixed. The gameplay should feel more consistent, where the outcome depends on players' skills rather than sudden changes in how responsive or effective the players feel. Another area where I think improvements are needed is substitutions. Right now, when you're playing a match and you want to bring on a substitute, you have to wait for a stoppage in play, such as a foul, an offside, the ball going out, a goal, or something similar. And sometimes, that stoppage simply doesn't come. Your players are completely exhausted, they can barely run anymore, and you desperately want to bring on some fresh legs, but you're just sitting there waiting for the perfect moment to make the substitution. And sometimes, the match reaches the 99th minute before you even get the opportunity. So I think EA should consider making substitutions more flexible. Maybe there could be a dedicated option that allows us to request a substitution at any point, and then the substitution happens at the next suitable moment in the match. And there's another feature that I think a lot of players would absolutely love to see: voice chat. Now, obviously, voice chat comes with its own problems. If there are no proper regulations or moderation, things could get completely out of control. Imagine someone losing a close match and getting extremely frustrated. They might start saying things they probably shouldn't be saying. So obviously, EA would need a strong mute system, reporting tools, moderation, and potentially even restrictions for abusive players. But if all of that is properly implemented, I think voice chat could make the game much more interactive and fun. Another feature that could make FC Mobile much more realistic is injuries. Right now, even when players receive some really nasty tackles or heavy challenges, they can usually just get back up and continue playing. So I think introducing injuries, perhaps in a balanced way, could make the game feel much more realistic. And finally, one small feature that I think would make the game much more immersive is a proper team dugout. Imagine you're playing a match, and when you look toward the sideline, you can actually see your substitute players getting ready, along with your manager and coaching staff. So that's all for today. I hope you found the video helpful. If you haven't yet, make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel. I always upload helpful content like this. Thanks for watching the video. Keep watching, keep supporting. Signing off for today.